Less than 8 weeks are left before the deadline runs out. 8 weeks in which, according to General Amin, 65,000 Asians must leave Uganda. So far, only a handful have gone. The rest spend day after day waiting in queue after queue. They queue for tickets, they queue for permits, they queue at ministries, they queue at the bank, but still they can't get out. In Kampala, the Asians are dazed and frustrated. The new threat that if they fail to leave before the deadline, they'll be sent into concentration camps run by the army turns anxiety into fear. Are you worried? Some people seem worried here about the situation actually in Uganda.
Well, definitely. You see that at that moment, as you can see, every day you get a bloody new forms to fill it up. And every day new law, and new rules. And you don't know what to do next. You go East African Airways, they give you a form to get a ticket. Then you fill that up, you go to Bank of Uganda, you go to other, you don't know what to do. Just run up and down, just looking for the forms, that's all.
How long do you think it'll be before you're able to get out?
Well, we don't know ourselves yet. We are still, as you can see, standing in a queue. When they're going to give us a form, we don't know. And after issuing these forms, what they're going to do also, we don't know.
Why do you think the president is doing this?
Well, he might be a madman or something like that.
Everybody depends on luck, but they are mostly worried more than they require.
More than terrified?
More than terrified now.
Are you?
Everybody, not myself. Everybody in this line also.
Can I ask you how you feel at the moment here?
The opinion is the same. Everybody is, the opinion is the same.
Which is what?
Well, everybody is fearing, you see, the present situation here in Uganda.
What are you frightened of particularly?
Particularly, you can't say the situation at the moment, what things may happen in the future.
At the moment, our main worry is to kind of get out of this country safely. We are not even worried about our belongings or our things, but what we would like is personal safety. There have been so many queues and so many forms to be filled up, and life is being made very difficult. There is no outlet. The trains stop the bookings. Do not accept bookings of Asians. There's no seats available in any plane. You cannot go to a neighboring country. So we are, in fact, kind of isolated or kept in this place by force. Although he has given us a deadline, I don't see how we will be able to get out within the deadline.
And what will happen? Is that what you're worried about?
Yes, because a statement has been made that those who stay here after the deadline will be sitting on fire. So we do not know what that sitting on fire really means.
The signs of imminent departure are now evident. Stocks are running down, not to be replaced. Flats and houses are bare. Furniture has been stored, sold or given away. Shops and businesses are for sale. Business activity in streets in the centre of Kampala is nearly at a standstill. Their owners are waiting to get out. The Asians live on rumour and in fear. The government radio tells them that they're enemies of Uganda and that the security forces are watching them. Only a few dare to be seen for long in the company of foreigners. This Asian businessman came to Uganda 30 years ago. Like those who had come before him, he's thrived. What did you like about Uganda? Why did you want to come to Uganda and not stay in India?
Very easy earning. Main point is that. And easy life. At most, that is, that Uganda is no cold, no hot, no rain. Every season is very nice.
Have you had a very easy life here?
Very easy life, easy earning. And the people of Uganda are not bad. Africans are very cooperative.
Easy earning in what way?
While we import goods from London, we get 5 shillings a yard. We sell 7 shillings. We get that price, no trouble. We keep in our shop and we sell it. People taking. Very easy earning.
Do you have a lot of Asians have servants? Do you have servants? Did you have servants before?
We had 3-4 servants we were keeping. We had big shop.
And they were Africans?
Yes, also Africans also.
Why is it, do you think, that in this country the Asians have been and still are so successful?
Because the Africans, they didn't know the business. How can they? To run the business or to run the factories without brain, nobody can do it. How they can?
Can you imagine what England... You haven't been to England before?
No, I had not gone to England. My son, there are.
Can you imagine what England will be like?
Yes, I can imagine just as Bombay, bigger than Bombay. Very nice city, maybe. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I will see it.
But, like thousands of others, he has yet to see England. On the day before he was due to leave last week, he learnt that all charter flights had been cancelled. At Entebbe Airport, the airlift has yet to begin. On the edge of the tarmac lie the forlorn remnants of the good life. Soaked by storms and bleached in the sun, this Asian baggage has waited here for 2, 3, and sometimes 4 weeks. It'll soon be ruined. With the simple order, get out, the Asian has been humbled, stripped and revealed to the African as a mere mortal. Until now, the Asian community, 80,000 out of a population of 10 million, has controlled Uganda's economy. They own nearly all the large shops and businesses. They do all the importing and exporting. They own the factories. They man the skilled posts. They're the doctors, the clerks, the accountants. In the 70 years since Britain brought them into East Africa, they've managed, quite simply, to take over the economy of Uganda. It is the Asians who have the large cars. The Africans drive jalopies, go by bus or on foot. The Asian elite live Western, sophisticated lives. They enjoy the recreation of the affluent. They earn 5, 10, 20,000 pounds a year. They reside in expensive houses and retain a cluster of servants. The Golf Club, an imperial legacy, now admits Asians as well as Europeans. The Africans are their caddies. It is a role to which the African has long been accustomed, but it's now an African who's bringing the serene progress of the Asian lives to an abrupt end. The rich Asians, if they have British passports, are waiting to be hustled out along with the rest. If the Africans rejoice, they do so in private. The Asians' religion, their culture, makes contact with Africans, except in the most superficial way, almost impossible. Amin is obsessed by Asian exclusivity. Africans and Asians live in two different worlds. But now, the government is openly trying to stir up latent resentment against the Asians. Amin deeply resents the fact that Asians won't marry Africans, the fact that they remain a race apart. In the poorer, mixed areas of Kampala, the Asians, small shopkeepers and businessmen, are always richer than the Africans. This man is typical of thousands of Asians in Uganda. His business employs 4 Africans and provides him with a comfortable income. It allows him to employ a houseboy, an African. The Africans are the servants in every Asian household. They earn about £2 a week, providing their masters with the good life. Only since the general started intensifying his pressure on the Asians are the cracks beginning to show. There is resentment and envy. And though they're leaving behind their businesses, their house and their money, nearly all the Asians are longing to go. This family was about to leave for England when it heard that its flight had been cancelled by the government. As the head of the family was frightened to speak openly in front of Africans for fear of informers, we were forced to go to the outskirts of Kampala to talk. How will you feel about leaving?
Pretty sad. I've lived all my life here, and it's a beautiful country. And I'll really feel sad when I leave, Because I used to think it's my own country, you know, at one time, because I'm born here.
Now?
Well, now I don't have any feelings for it, you know, because most of my kinsmen aren't being treated, you know, in the right way, you know. They're being treated in a very inhuman way, I should say. And we've been asked to quit the country in 90 days, you know. But the problems the Uganda government is sort of giving us are really bad, you know.
Tell me, why are the Asian people here now so frightened that you meet?
Probably they think that there's going to be some kind of a coup or a war or something, you know, pretty soon. And if something happens to the president one of these days, maybe the army will blame the Asians, you know. And they think that the Asians will be the first one to get slaughtered.
Are they frightened of the army particularly?
Yeah.
Why the army so much?
Well, for the last few years that the army has been in power, you know, it has been really, really hostile and wild, you know. Every time there's something, they just come out of the barracks, raid houses, harass people, just beat them up, you know, things like these.
Do you understand why he told the Asians they had to get out?
Probably because he thinks that they've been taking a lot of money out of the country, and he thinks mostly the Africans are out of business, you know, because of the Asians here in Uganda, which I don't think is true. Frankly speaking, the Africans have never worked all that hard to attain this standard, you know.
What do you think of the Africans here?
They're okay, you know, they're not too bad, but some of them, you know, some of them are really, really nasty.
In what
Frankly
way?
speaking.
Really nasty.
They don't have any respect, you know, for us Asians, you know. They can just talk to us like, you know, they're talking to their houseboy or somebody, you know. And abuse people on the roadside and this and that.
Are you aware of characteristics that are different in the personalities of yourself compared with an African or contrasted with an African?
In a lot of ways, yeah.
What kind of ways?
Yeah, like, I would only sort of I would spend, you know, under my budget. Whereas I've seen some Africans, you know, my good friends, you know, some of my good African friends, so they make 1,000 shillings a month. But by the 15th of the month, they would have spent all their money and then come and borrow money from me, you know, for the rest of the month, you know.
What do you think of that?
I think that's quite bad, actually. I mean, they should always try to control their expenses, you know. I mean, I have never been a rich man all my life. When my dad died, I was only left 300 shillings in the bank, you know. But I started with those 300 shillings and I worked my way through, you know. And I've always sort of kept one thing in mind, you know, that I must spend under my budget. And this way I've been